Hey guys, what is going on? It is Cruz Avi here and I welcome each and every one of you to a brand new video for our channel, The Guide. And today's video is going to be a bit special and different than what you're used to seeing on this channel because it's part of the online course that we launched last decade. Wow, had to make that joke at least once, but anyways guys, a lot of you probably already know we launched an online course featuring 25 videos packed with knowledge on how to improve at FIFA, from the right mental attitude over finding your play style, how to practice specific mechanics, how to analyze your own game and others, how to train efficiently, equipment and settings, and also a weekend league guide in there. So a ton of things, and this video about developing the right mental attitude for FIFA is another free sample from the course so that you can get a taste how the content looks like. Early bird offer is going to expire this Friday, so keep that in mind if you're still thinking about purchasing the course, and if you decide to do so, then definitely go ahead and use our discount code THEGUIDE. And now please enjoy the video. In this section we will talk about a very important topic, and that is your mental attitude towards the game, because that will have a huge impact on how well you play, on how quickly you can improve, and how enjoyable your overall experience with the game will be. And before you go ahead and say, wait a minute, in FIFA you just can't have a positive mental attitude, hear me out. We're going to discuss your fundamental mindset that you should have, self-critique, and also attitude towards opponents. First of all, let's think about how big of a difference mindset can actually have in gaming and FIFA specifically. And I'm telling you that the difference is huge. Just remember a game where it felt like you were really in the zone. How did that look like? You were focused entirely on the game, you were probably also positive towards it and enjoying playing, and it felt like you had this grip on the game, this feeling for it, where the things you tried actually worked out and you just knew in every situation what to do, which skill move to use in offense, when to be aggressive and go for a tackle and when to be more passive in defense. And you were probably also peaking, which means playing to your full potential. Everything you know about the game and you're capable of doing, you used in order to win. And all of that felt so easy and felt like a flow that you were just constantly in, and that allowed you to win the game with ease. Now all of that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and compare that on the other hand to when you're frustrated and having a negative mindset. So when you're on tilt, how it's referred to often in the gaming language. Well, then first of all, you're losing your focus, you're becoming distracted, you're not thinking about the actions that you have to take in game, but instead you're thinking about stuff like, why am I losing right now? Why is nothing working today? Why am I playing so poorly? You're constantly making wrong decisions, using a skill move when instead you should have played a pass, or rushing out when the opponent can play a simple 1-2 pass and your defense is falling apart, and you're certainly not in the flow. Everything feels difficult and you're kind of playing on autopilot, not to your full potential at all. So if these two sides sound familiar to you, then you're probably interested how you can be in the zone more often and on tilt way less, and that's what we're going to discuss now. Your fundamental mindset plays a huge role when it comes to being in the zone more often and holding yourself back less. What you have to remember is the reason why you're playing the game in the first place. It's to be positive, to have a good time and to have fun, simply put. And nowadays it can be quite easy to forget about that, to get frustrated, also because with the weekend league and with division rivals everything got a bit more competitive, everyone has his own goals, and so it can be easy to get frustrated if you don't reach them. But go back to the basics, remember why you take the time out of your day to play FIFA. It's because you're enjoying it generally and you want to have fun. Also, you need to accept the variance that is in the game. FIFA sometimes is a game where luck plays a huge role and there's nothing you can do about it. But what you can do is change the way you look at it. So many people always blame bad luck for losing, but they never blame anything when they're winning. So you have to remember that sometimes your opponent will be the lucky guy, but the same amount of times luck won't have a game deciding impact, or even you will be the lucky guy instead. So it all balances out eventually. The best thing you can do is focus on your own game and on that only. So just analyze yourself and focus on what you can do better in every single game and what you need to do in order to win. And everything else is irrelevant. That will help you out a ton in order to avoid tilt and avoid getting frustrated and playing to your full potential. Even when it's not going your way, you will be able to stay focused. Even when stuff happens like hitting the post 3 times in a row, you will just shake it off and continue with the game. Obviously, we're human, we're not perfect, and I don't want to tell you to always smile even if you lose a game where you got super unlucky. Obviously, we're going to get frustrated, that's just human, but keep it for after the game. And if it helps you, then let it out for a few minutes, take a quick break, and then come back towards the game with the fundamentals of being positive and going freshly into your next challenge. This fundamental mindset will also help you to get much better at self-criticizing and not blaming external factors for your bad results. Way too many times I see people that either blame the game, bad luck, maybe the connection, sweaty opponents, their OP teams, etc. Of course, all of these things exist. The game can be stupid in some situations, the connections aren't perfect by all means, and sometimes the opponent just out-teams you and has a super pay-to-win team. But I hate to break it to you, some players still get 30 O's or 29 1s every single weekend in the weekend league. And some of them even do it on Road to Glory accounts or with investing only a little bit of money and then trading well. So there are possibilities, and it's definitely possible to become a great player and almost not lose any games. The key to getting there, or rather improving in general, is to not let these external factors distract you from finding your own mistakes and analyzing and improving them. Instead of blaming that you hit the post 2 times and that's why you lost the game by 1 goal, go back and rewatch those scenes. Maybe you could have played another pass in front of goal and then you would have had an easy tap in. Maybe you should have shot into a different corner because it was more open and then the shot wouldn't have hit the post. Maybe there were things you could have done in order to create even more chances. Did you lose the ball in build-up play? What was about the goals you conceded? Could you have avoided some of them and therefore still won the game? There are so many things that you can improve on, and I'm telling you guys, the number of these mistakes that hold you back from better results is way higher than the instances where you really were the unlucky guy who just couldn't win the game because the game didn't want it, or the connection didn't want it, or the team of the opponent didn't allow it. So instead of raging over the same things again and again, try your best to just focus on yourself, accept the flaws of the game, and work on your own play. And I promise you, you will see improvement, and therefore you will reach your goals and the game will be much more fun overall. Last but not least, I want to talk about a good attitude towards opponents and how it can actually help you to become a better player as well. First of all, you should always be humble in victory and also defeat. There's no sense in getting arrogant when you beat someone or in becoming mean and disrespectful when you are defeated, because similar to the negative mindset towards the game, once again, this will hold you back from improving, because actually you can learn a lot from opponents. Every time you play an opponent, you get to see a different game style. You get to see things they do differently than you. And I'm talking about both better players and worse players. If you're playing against someone better who outplays you, then analyze how they did that and which flaws in your game they exploited. And instead of flaming them for using a super OP move or being sweaty and keeping the ball a lot, try to take the good from their game and implement it into your own. Same goes for worse players. If you feel like an opponent was worse and just got lucky that he won against you, then still go ahead and watch how he managed to do that. I mean, he was the worst player. Why weren't you able to score more goals? What did he do maybe to compensate for his lack of skill and manage to still win the game? Maybe some of that you can use when you're up against a better player where you feel like you're on the back foot. There is so much you can take away from every single game, and it just all comes with having a good mindset towards the game and your opponents. And I guarantee you, if you take this part of the game seriously and you work on your mental attitude, then it will help you a lot to stop standing in your own way and to improve as quickly and efficiently as possible, and also just in general having more fun playing the game. We also want to say big thanks to our elite tier supporters over on Patreon. You can become a patron today and support the channel, as well as receive some cool benefits in return over at patreon.com/BPG The Guide.